In this video, we will see how to use SwiftData in order for us to create a new row inside our database, okay? Let me show you one example. If we come here and we tap on this plus button, as you can see, we have this button sheet where we can enter a title and a description, okay? So let us do it. For the title, we can call it Daniel's Hotel. And for the description, we can simply say enjoy your stay. Now, if I tap on this save button, what it will do, it will create a new note, okay, with this title and description, okay, and that note we will save inside the database, okay. So let's go ahead and tap this save button. And as you can see, we have this new note, Daniel's Hotel, okay. So as I said, in this video, we will see step by step how to accomplish this, okay. And in order for us to accomplish this, we will need this documentation, okay? The link is in the description, okay? So it will simply guide us on how we can use SwiftData inside our mobile app, okay? Okay, enough talking. Let us now dive into our code. Okay, here we have our finished app, and this is our code, okay? So the first thing we want to do, we want to go back to our documentation. And here, what our documentation tells us is that the first thing we have to do is to go into a model, okay? And here, inside this model, what we have to do, we have to add that model, okay? So at the very top of our model, we have to add this annotation, that model, okay? So let us go back to our model. And if you guys remember, this is our model, okay? This node model, okay? So here we have to add the that model annotation. But we have an error here. It's saying on no attribute model, and it's simply because we didn't import the SwiftData. Okay, so if I come here and I import the SwiftData library, so it's gonna to be import SwiftData. Now normally this error should go away. Okay, and we have another error. Let us see. This error is saying a store property cannot be named description. Okay, so what's going on here is that this name description is reserved into core data. So here we can simply change this. We can rename this description to maybe content. Okay, so let me do a right click on this description, refactor, and then rename. And we want to rename it to content. Okay, we can press enter. And now normally the error should go away. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that was the first step. Okay, the next thing we want to do, we want to implement our container. Okay, so if we go back on this documentation, here it will tell us exactly how we can implement this model container. Okay, so basically this model container is just a way for us to access our SwiftData anywhere inside our app. Okay, so here on the documentation, it's telling us to go to the root of our app. Okay, and once we are here, what we have to do, we have to add this model container, okay, and with the name of our model, okay. So let us do that. If we go back on our app, this is the root of our app, this node master app. So here on this root app, what we want to do, we want to add that model container. And here we also have an error simply because we didn't import SwiftData. So let's go ahead and do that. Import SwiftData. And normally this error should change to missing argument. Okay, and as we saw into the documentation, here we need to provide our model. Okay, so here is going to be 4, and here we need to provide the name of our model. For us it's going to be node, and we have to add that self. Okay, perfect. So that's it for the setup. Now what we want to do, we want to go on this button sheet, okay, and we want to add the save method. Okay, because every time we tap on this save, what we want to do, we want to create a new node. Okay, so let us go back on our node sheet, okay, because this is where we had this save button. And yeah, on this save, maybe let me toggle this, and I hope you guys can see. So yeah, for this save button, this is the action for the save button. Okay, every time we tap on this save button, this action will be triggered. Okay, so yeah, this is the place when we are supposed to save the node inside our database. Okay, perfect. So how can we do this? How can we save the node using SwiftData? In order to save it, what we need to do, we need to recreate first of all this context. Okay, we need to recreate this model context. So what we will do on this node sheet, what we can do, we can come here and create this environment. And here is going to be the model context. And here, what we will do, we'll simply call it context. Okay, perfect. Now that we have this context, what we simply need to do in order to save this is to call this context. So it's going to be context that insert, okay? And as we can see, this insert will take the model, okay? And here our model is this node. So if we select this insert, it will ask us to create a new instance of this node, okay? And we can do so by writing node. And here what we need to create a new node, okay? And for a new node, what we need to provide the title, a description, and this created art, okay? And remember, we already have the title here, okay? So this is our title, okay? So if I come here and I copy this title, I can come back and provide this title here, okay? And we also have the description. So if I go up and I copy this description, I can go down and provide this description, okay? And the last thing we want to do, we want to provide the date, okay? And for the date, what we can simply do, we can call this date. And the date we want is now, so that now. And we have an error here simply because we don't need this, okay? So if you remove this, normally the error should go away. And that's it for the create, okay? So it's as simple as that, okay? So for the create, what we need to go on the node, okay? And we need to provide this annotation, that model. And then we need to go to our root app, okay? And then provide this model container, okay? With the model that we want. And now, wherever we want to use this context, this model context, you simply have to provide this environment model context, okay? And give it a name. In our case, we call it context. And yeah, if you want to save, you just have to call this context that insert, and now you have to provide the model that you want, okay? So that's it for the create. We won't test this now, okay? Simply because we didn't implement the read yet, okay? But in the next video, what we'll do, we will implement this read, okay? So that we'll be able to write data inside a database and also read it, okay? That's it for this video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If that's the case, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.